Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, Max Hunt is out on the first day of the Danish Roebuck season and they love it.
I think it's better than Christmas, if I have to be honest.
We're staying match fit with simulated game days. We have the regulars, Hunting YouTube, News, Stump. First, it's Andy Crow and the heat is on. It's Scorchio, and Crow has taken it upon himself to tailor his Jack Pike top. Now, he has either got designs on becoming the newest member of 1D after stretching his vocal cords on our last outing, he is worried about tan lines, or his real name is David Banner, and he's been angry, and we won't like him when he's angry. Before we get going, Crow helps the other guns set up their hide and decoys.
I wanted to get here plenty early enough so the other old boys are shooting, but it gives me a chance to get the hide and get geared up where I want to be. The best time will be after about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, through till about probably 6, 7 o'clock, maybe longer. If we can keep them off feeding, long enough, it might be later. They feed later, but yeah, but that's when I reckon will be the best time.
The heat is certainly on here, and because of the flight lines and food, we are going to be south facing all day. So, things to remember: water for the dog, check; muscle vest, check; shades, check. The first bird of the day is a crow. Andy tends to stick to one species at a time, but it was too good a chance not to. Plus, there seems to be loads of corvids around this year. And there's another cheeky one. Now, let's concentrate on those woodies.
All these are hazel whips. The suckers that come out the bottom of the hazel. Just trim them up. Depends how you want them. If you want it to go right up through and break their wings like I did the other day, so they blow in the wind, do them a bit longer, goes right away through the bird, up into its head. Usually just to pop their heads up. Cut them off about that sort of length.
18 inches?
Yeah, for 18 inches. Cut them off that length. It's just enough just to pop the heads up.
Andy has brought out the semi-auto today. He has also got the Lincoln over and under, plus an air rifle for the ferals, which seem to be building in numbers. They won't go to the game dealer, so are not worth a cartridge, but they are well worth a pellet.
They come out from London. I can remember years ago, I've seen tens of thousands come out from London. Yeah, when you get peas and that, you get a crop here that they really want to feed on, they come out here in their hundreds. There's a few just starting to get on this maize. They're a bit easier to shoot than wood pigeon.
The woodies are around, but are not finding the pattern irresistible, which is a shame. Yesterday there were more than 6,000 pigeons on this ground, which is the main reason we are here today. The other guns are doing a bit better, but it's early and Andy is prepared to be here all day. Then he pulls this one out of the bag to lift the spirits.
Shot of the day. Shot of the day. Ooh.
Crow is fighting the glaring sun today and having to stretch the barrels. The birds are here, but they are still not interested. Andy tries every trick in the book. Whirly, no whirly. Flapper, no flapper.
I really don't know. They're not wanting to decoy today. Still, we've had some good flighting birds, that's the main thing. I know one thing, it's pretty bloody hot. Here comes one.
We even slip out the back to see them coming in from the other side of the hedge line.
The pigeons have been flighting through the back here. They're not decoying at all. For what reason, I don't know. They just don't want to know. There seems to be a lot of pigeons flying back and forwards out behind us here, so just sort of come out the back here for 10 minutes or so and see if I can fly it a few. See how they fly. They're coming up and down along this shore, so the back of the shore, so give it a go for 10-15 minutes.
Being in the shade is welcome relief, and Crow's skin is starting to match the colour of his sens. He takes out some nice birds here, but it's uncomfortable and we are not getting enough extra chances to warrant a full-scale move.
Get on, get on, get on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Yeah, been facing the sun for probably 3 hours. I can feed it a little bit now.
Back at the front, there is a glaring issue with the pattern. As Crow mentioned earlier, try and reduce shiny surfaces. This time it's the flapper's battery.
You want it? Doing a lot of pigeons, but they haven't been wanting to play ball. Well, this strip we're on is probably, what is it, about 80, 75, 80 yards wide, and I've shot a hell of a lot the other side of it. So.
Any tan lines?
No tan lines. Might have a little one there, look. Nothing to worry about. I still have to go on holiday to keep the missus happy. So, tan myself up. So. But no, I've had a good day. Really enjoyed it. It's been hot. Been facing the sun nearly all day, so dog's done well. Yeah, dog's done really well, which is quite nice. She's still hunting. So we could have, well, probably could have stayed there. There's still pigeons about, but I've tried everything. And they just didn't want to decoy. I've gone back to old school with just a few up on sticks and spread them about. Had a load out there, hardly any out there, and then had a flapper out there, whirlies. Took them all in, but then right on the last knockings, I was looking a bit, so I put the whirly back on, and it worked wonders. I just couldn't get enough of it. They just wanted the whirly, so it worked really well.
It's a hot 9 hours in the pigeon hide, but he's got a couple of hundred birds for his efforts and a farmer's tan. Thank you, Andy. He also imparts his wisdom on how to shoot pigeons with an air rifle over decoys, and you can see that on our film Airheads, which is appearing up there on the screen behind me. Now, from the Chrominator to the Procrastinator, it's David on the Fieldsports channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. A new law in Scotland will limit just how much private land can be held by owners. Councils will be handed power to force the sale of Scottish estates under proposals from the Land Reform Review Group launched by SNP leader Alex Salmond. He wants to transform Scotland from a nation owned by the few to a country owned by the many. Ahead of the reform, some Scottish estate owners are talking to estate agents about selling up. Would you like to win a Browning semi-auto? The big prize in this year's Browning and National Gamekeepers Organisation prize draw is a Browning Maxus finished in mossy oak and worth £1,155. Tickets cost £1 each and are available at NGO regional events and game fairs, or email info@nationalgamekeepers.org.uk. An 11-year-old is tipped to win the annual USA World Championship duck calling competition. When he was aged 10, Miles Pond achieved 9th placing in last year's competition using a $25 duck call. The hotly contested competition at the Wings Over the Prairie Festival in Arkansas offers thousands of dollars in prize money, attracts an audience of 60,000, corporate sponsorship, and duck calls that sell for up to $500 each. This year, Miles is sponsored by Rich and Tone Calls, whose callers have won more than any other duck calling company. The last and only time a caller won with a mouth call was 1936. Nigeria's traditional hunters have joined the search for the schoolgirls captured by Boko Haram. Armed with homemade guns, poisoned spears and amulets, some 500 men from 18 to 80 have gathered in the Islamic extremist stronghold, eager to use their skills and what they believe to be supernatural powers to help find nearly 300 abducted schoolgirls. One of them told reporters, "We're not saying we're better than the soldiers, but we know the bush better than the soldiers." And finally, we know that pheasants aren't the brightest of birds, but this one takes the biscuit. She is sitting on chicks at Tbilisi Zoo in Georgia, except they're not chicks, they're ducklings. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David, coping admirably with the white heat of news media. Now here's Hallo Charlie.
Hello Charlie, Damien here again. Just come back from shooting. As you can see, 8 rabbits, a squirrel.
Hello Charlie, Country Sports Cavan here. Had a great day shooting today when it was piss and rain. Nevertheless, got 4 magpies. And it's great to add now to the vermin count for the gun club.
Hello Charlie, Scott and Mark here in Argentina. Supposed to be shooting ducks, but it's raining.
Hello Charlie, I'm Lucas. I've been shooting squirrels with my dad.
Send us your own Hallo Charlie. Film yourself on your mobile phone, just a sentence saying Hallo Charlie, who you are and what you're up to. Then share it or email it via YouTube, Facebook, Dropbox, or you send it, you name it, to charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Thank you for those. Please keep them coming. Now, Roebucks do something weird to Roebuck stalkers all over Europe, especially on the first day of the season.
We're getting up now because we have to meet Jesper. Jesper is a friend of mine and we've been hunting with him before. It's the 16th of May today and it's the day when the Roebuck season is starting in Denmark. We see the sun a lot earlier here. But Jesper, like hundreds of Danish hunters, is ready to go. He knows there are plenty of bucks on this ground, so he heads across the fields looking for one starting to enjoy the warmth of the day. It's not long before we come across a buck chasing a doe. We sit and watch. The buck stops, but it's back and on, so it doesn't offer a shot. A few minutes later, Jesper takes his chance. It's a fantastic 180-meter kneeling shot.
See you, Charlie. See you around. See you in the next game fair.
Jesper's a happy man. It's an exciting time for Danish hunters. What does the 16th of May mean to you, Jesper?
No, I think it's better than Christmas, if I have to be honest. It's one of those days you look forward to the whole winter. You're just thinking about the 16th of May. That's a thing in Denmark, actually. Now, the plan is to to meet up with some of the other hunters, have fun, tell the stories. I mean, barbecue a little bit. Just tell the stories and lie. The most important thing is to lie. Yeah, he's about 500 meters away.
Back at the hunting lodge, it looks like Jesper is relieving the whole stalk with plenty of energy. I think he should have been a Shakespearean actor. We do a lot of work here in Denmark to make sure we talk openly about hunting, which is why 75% of the population is supporting hunting. One of the reasons is education. At one game show, I spoke to the president of the Danish hunting organization. He believes it's got a lot to do with getting into the schools.
We're doing that a program for hunters, but also a program for children in the school. We educate them. So we have a program where I think that 27 people in our organization, they're paid to go out in the schools, teach them how to handle a pheasant and cook it, and just normal to use game meat.
Last but not least, what is your favorite hunt?
My favorite hunt? I hunt everything.
The Danes love their roebuck hunting, nearly as much as we love talking about it.
Thank you, Max and Jesper, for that. And Max has asked us to mention that he is at the Swedish Game Fair 2014 at Telgarn on the 30th and 31st of May. Pop along and see him on the Land Rover stand if you're in Sweden. Now, do you have a washboard stomach ready for that beach holiday? Well, you can at least get your shooting into shape, ready for the game season with a simulated day. Really, to appreciate the topography on offer at the Three Valleys shoot, you need a pheasant's eye view. Here are the guns setting off for the first stand. If this doesn't lick them into shape for the game shooting season, nothing will. It's the perfect game shooting outing. Why perfect? Because instead of a damp November day or a freezing January one, you can do this in glorious summer sunshine. Put a simply enormous number of cartridges through your shotgun and think how much it will improve your shooting for the start of the game season.
We try and aim for a market where people really want to emulate a full day's shooting and all the bits and pieces that go with it. It's also excellent to teach young people the etiquette of driven game shooting. As part of my shooting school, of course, I have access to instructors which are all CPSA registered, so we can accommodate the ability of the people on the shoot. So if they need an instructor, we have one of our own instructors here.
We are at the Three Valleys shoot between Dorchester and Sherborne in Dorset, where during the summer the gamekeeper hangs up his horn and his clicker and hands over to the DBW Clay Company.
You're standing next to the keeper. I mean, how does this?
Bit of pressure, I think, so on.
Oh, unlucky, mate.
So these are high.
These are very high.
Absolutely.
Derek's been a great help. He's so experienced, coming from Critchell Estate and bringing all his knowledge to the simulator days, and he's passed on a lot of knowledge to the game days, so it's been a really good relationship.
In all other respects, it's like a normal shoot day. The guns assemble and drive out to the stands. Derek brings his game shooting experience to bear on the day and shows a variety of birds.
I've got a complete understanding of what grouse shooting is about, and trying to simulate it, and as you say, there are people who've tried it. It's quite difficult with clays, but I just happen to be on top of this hill and I'm thinking that this is the place to do it. So we can fire the clays at a very flat angle, so they're going at a very, very fast speed, just as grouse would be, about 10 feet above your head.
They are hanging nets on the back of the grouse butts because this is as close to a real grouse drive as you can get in the south of England. Halfway through the drive, the guns turn around and shoot behind them. The nets protect them from high-speed birds. So how does the DBW Clay Company produce such an array of different kinds of shooting? The answer is what Derek calls the beast. Run by Nick and his family, it throws birds from different positions around the shoot, with the traps set to provide everything from ground-hugging grouse to screaming high pheasants.
There's 12 traps on it, of which half of them have got DTL bases, mainly Bowman traps, which are very powerful traps, and that gives us great huge distance in terms of firing the clays. The beast is driven by a computer, and I can run it with literally myself and one person, Nick, but for health and safety reasons we need to have other people in attendance.
Back on the valley floor, and the guns are raining up shots on clays raining down on them. Pack after pack go over. There is plenty of banter, plenty of good shooting, and lots of catering, all of it home cooked by the Perrott family who own the farm. You have got to ask for the scones, cream and jam at 11's, washed down with Pimm's. For the guns, it's a shoot day, but without the feeling of cold water trickling down your neck or icicles forming on your toes.
Lots of shooting, very happy. Yeah, it's good.
For Derek, it's a chance to do what he loves, provide good guns with good shooting.
It's dead easy to ask somebody, did you enjoy yourself? The chances are they're going to say yes, whether they have or not, because that's the nature of the beast. But when you actually get people walk over to you and say, Derek, thanks, brilliant day, I'm going to do that again, you know you've ticked the boxes.
There are a variety of packages for shooters, and one more advantage, it's a lot cheaper than going pheasant shooting. For more information, visit dbwclayshoot.co.uk. Well, that's the end of the drive, and the end of the day. I think we need a bit more puff to see us out. Oh well, it is the off-season. Now to the wider world of hunting and shooting on YouTube. It is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. Viewer Robert from the Netherlands favours me with his film of crow shooting with his best friend, whom he says is doing all the misses. And here is another viewer video. Fergus Payne is playing around with the 204 one spring evening. Now, a slow-moving film with moments of explosive action. Fen vs rat shows the effectiveness of a fen trap against a rat. Now for some wild boar. We're off to France for Chasse au Sanglier en Bateau dans les Vosges, showing the best of Felayou's 2013-2014 season. Moving south, Monteria in El Valle is one of the films from the free online magazine from Spanish hunting publisher Fede Cazar. It shows how 11 hunters accounted for 51 pigs in a Monteria in Extremadura. Max Hunt is all over Fieldsports Britain, but there will be weeks when he is not, so you can watch his exploits on his own channel. Here is his girlfriend, Rags' video blog. In this one, she gets her first bow and goes from the shop to the range. A sledgehammer to crack a nut. No, but a tracer to catch a nut eater. Texas native 00 is squirrel hunting with tracers. And finally, we are off to Australia for hunting wild dogs. Not to everyone's taste, these are descendants of dumped, lost and stray dogs that are now living in the bush, and Australia has declared them a pest. You can click on any of these films to watch them if you are missing the fishing films and the airgun films. Watch our new shows, Airheads and Fishing Britain. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. If that lot don't take your fancy, why not check out some of our other shows in this week's Airheads. Pigeon maestro Andy Crow explains the best way of getting on top of pigeons using an air rifle. Phil Price is throwing his money around, and James Marchington is sporting the latest in hunting fashion wear, and he's got a new BSA to play with. Meanwhile, in Fishing Britain, Howl is challenged to a fly fishing 120 challenge duel. Who will be the victor? Plus, we're following in the lily pads and the footsteps of Jeremy Fisher in Beatrix Potter Country. Then there's the Schools Challenge. Breedon School in Gloucestershire is unique. It combines its May Day country fair with a festival of shooting, and it's all in this week's Schools Challenge TV. That's not all. There is SCTV news and a preview of the Rosini Classic, qualifying rounds throughout the summer, final in the autumn. Well, I hope you clicked on the links on the screen for one of those. We are back next week, and you can click here to subscribe to this channel, or here to go to our webpage fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, or pop your email address into our constant contact box, and we will constantly contact you about our show that's at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. This has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.